Alrighty, this is my lifestyle project by Jonah Antonson. The lifestyle project educates people on the environmental consequences of their daily habits. I chose three items that I use on the daily basis to change for this project. First, I chose to leave my car at home because I use it every day for things I don't need and can easily avoid. I had to order food ahead of time to eat in the dorms in order to pull this off because I always get hungry during the day, and most of the time I end up getting food in town. So, in order to go 3 days without driving, I needed to order food ahead of time. The first day was relatively simple. It was easy to get to class. I used my scooter to get to all of my classes and to the gym when I wanted to. This was actually a pleasant experience because I didn't have to look for parking when I arrived at college, and I was able to enjoy the fresh air and on the walk to my classes. The next 2 days were more difficult because I became bored and sick of my room. I planned a variety of activities for myself, such as doing homework, going to the gym, and watching the World Cup with my friends so that I wouldn't be bored and would want to drive somewhere. This was difficult, and by the end of the last day, an In N Out burger sounded far more appealing than the chicken noodle soup I had saved from days before. Despite the fact that these 3 days were difficult, I was able to complete 3 full days of not driving and walking everywhere. After successfully walking everywhere for 3 days, I got to work on calculating how much CO2 I saved. My car is a 2012 Chevrolet Volt, which has a miles per gallon of about 35. On an average day, my distance traveled is about 5.2 miles. So I do 5.2 um, divided by 35 miles per gallon, which is 0.14 gallons a day. Therefore, each day I walk to class and avoid getting fast food. I'm keeping 2.8 pounds of CO2 out of the atmosphere. This means after the 3 days, I saved a total of 8.4 pounds of CO2. For my second item, I picked water because it sounded relatively simple to reduce my water consumption. Um, when reducing, sorry, when attempting to reduce my water consumption by 50%, the first thing I did was to delay washing my dirty clothes until the end of the week because I had enough clothes for the week and don't need to wash them every 3 to 4 days as I usually do. This will save 20 gallons of water, which is the amount of water used by a standard washing machine per load of laundry. My second water saving strategy involved taking short, cold showers and limiting the number of showers I take per day. On an average day, I take 2 to 3 showers, one in the morning, one in the afternoon, and one at night. From Wednesday to Friday this week, though, I was strictly only taking one shower a day on top of brushing my teeth while I was in the shower to reduce the water wasted when cleaning my teeth in the sink. For the first day, doing this was kind of weird because I'm so used to early showers first thing in the morning, but by the third day, it felt like a routine and I was pretty used to it. Because standard shower heads use about 2.5 gallons per minute and my showers last about 12 minutes on average, I use 30 gallons of water every time I shower. Therefore, on average, I use 90 gallons of water per day since I take 3 showers. This is an incredible amount that completely blew my mind once I did the calculations. I managed to save a good 60 gallons of water per day for 3 days of a total of 180 gallons saved. Finally, I went with electricity because I have far too many electric devices that are almost always plugged into an outlet, and it seemed to be the simplest to implement in my own personal life. The reason for this is that in my dorm, my roommate and I have a bad habit of leaving the lights on all day, even while in class and other places. During Wednesday to Friday, simply being aware of this and turning off all four lights in my room before class significantly reduced our electricity. Furthermore, since October, when the AC units in the dorms were switched to heat, I've been constantly using my fan because I get hot easily and I almost always sleep with it on. But for these 3 days, I open my window at night, which I intend to continue doing after the 3 days are over because the cool air feels great at night. Another thing that helped me sleep better was not using my comforter. I have a big, thick comforter that I always sleep with, so I took it off for these 3 days, and I was very surprised at how nice and free it felt without having such a heavy blanket on top of me. Because the average power rating of a desk fan is 28.5 watts, this is 0.0285 when converted to kilowatts. Since I use my fan all night and usually uh, have it running from 12 to 9 in the morning, this is 9 hours of continuous operation. So to get my calculations, I did 0.0285, which is the fan's kilowatts, times 9 hours of operation, which equals 0.1202 pounds of CO2 per day that I avoided by not using my fan and leaving my window open as an alternative. After a total of 3 days, I managed to save 0.3606 pounds of CO2 in total. Thank you so much for listening.